Yo, what's going on guys? Chris Bonner here, Overtime Athletes. So for today's video, what I wanted to do was follow up on the last video where essentially I discussed some of the best exercises as far as isometric for vertical jump. Now these were more in a dynamic fashion or during the jump training section of the workout. What I wanted to talk about today was my favorite isometric strength exercises to develop vertical power, okay? And this is also for horizontal, this is for speed, this is for overall athletic performance. However, these two are tailored towards vertical force. So the first one I wanna go over is basically the basic back squat with an isometric pause at the end phase. So to kind of go and get into it a little bit more of how it's performed, as I said, when we perform triphasic or modified triphasic, everything's accommodating resistance, meaning we're utilizing a band so that we can accelerate through that top half of the motion. The tension gets greater and you're able to accelerate through that motion. Now, when we perform the isometric, there's two different ways I like to do it. Obviously, you need to have enough pause where you can receive that benefit, which is maximal motor recruitment, right? We want to be above 80 to 85% of our 1 rep max, okay? And starting off, usually what I like to do is I like to have a 1 second controlled eccentric, right? This is just to teach the athlete and overcome that learning curve, right? So in the very beginning, again, stance, I like us right underneath our hips, toes forward. So it's just a controlled 1 second. And really, as far as depth goes, I like to be right above parallel, just to basically start them off at parallel and then start creeping up above parallel. Remember, isometric translates over to the degree at what you train it at. Meaning, if you jump at a quarter squat, then you want to train isometrics at a quarter squat, okay? So 1 second down, under control. The big thing that's important here that I tell guys, you can't just passively sit into that. You need to continue to focus on screwing your feet into the ground, because if you just passively sit with an 85% load on your spine, what's gonna happen? The back, all those intrinsic muscles down the spine are gonna take the brunt of that. What you wanna do is you wanna fire up the hips, reduce that compensation by screwing your feet into the ground actively the entire time. Then to progress this, now we wanna do more of an X, pause X tempo. And what that just means is we want to come fast down, stick into that position, hold for that 4 to 5 to 6 to all the way up to 8 seconds, and then explode out of it. And this is when the athlete can withstand that amount of weight. So it'll look something like this. So that's the next progression to it, okay? So again, high quality repetitions, making sure that we're able to screw the foot into the ground, produce torque through the hip. The next one is going to be the trap bar deadlift, okay? Now this modality is gonna be a little bit different. I don't like to go trap bar deadlift where we're going bilateral stance, meaning using both legs and then stopping. Why? Because majority of the time, the hips don't actually get the work, right? The spine, to be able to support that, meaning like if you're doing a load over 85, 90%, majority of the time from my experience, athletes lose it up top in their back and their hips don't get enough engagement, especially when performing what we call overcoming isometrics. This is where you're actually going against an immovable force. So we're putting it under pins and we're pushing against an immovable force. Now, again, the reason why I don't like to do it bilaterally is because majority of times the athlete in the thoracic spine can't withstand that load. So what do? We modify it. We go single leg, right? We do the same exact angle. Now the athlete is only focusing on pushing off one leg, really isolated. Again, if you look at my hip angle, it's in the same degree as if I would jump at or run at, and then I go for an allotted time. And this is where we really want to progress them, driving through the ground as much as they can. They're able to get enough stimulus through that leg now without the back fatiguing. So there you have it. I go modified triphasic with the accommodating resistance with the back squat. And then 2, we go single leg, overcoming isometrics with the trap bar deadlift. There's 2 for you. Hope that helps. Hey guys, if you're interested in full vertical program, check out the link in the description. I'll see you guys next time.